Hey guys, what's going on? It's Richard. I want to do this video on circle of influence because I think it's so important as an entrepreneur, as a person in general in life, if you want to be successful and achieve those dreams and get the cars you want. And I think it was Jim Rohn that said that you're the average of the five closest people in your world. So basically what that means is if you look at the five people that you spend the most time with, you're going to be the average of those people. There's no getting away from it. It's like you will be taxed, you will die one day, and you will be the average of the five people you spend the most time with. I'm going to share some personal stories of my own because I've learned a lot over the years. Going back to my teens, I spent so much time wasted doing things that didn't get me close to things that I wanted to get out of life, that didn't move me towards my dreams and my goals. For example, I'd spend a lot of time at this donut shop called Pete's Donuts with friends, and we'd sit around all night drinking coffee, eating donuts, talking about motorcycles and cars. I used to ride sport bikes at the time. I had a GSXR, a ZX7 Ninja, Katana, a bunch of different bikes. And I did this for a few years. And all we would do is just basically argue and talk about who had the best car or who was the best, racer. And we'd go to this bypass and basically settle our discussions and arguments with a race. I didn't learn anything from that. Okay, maybe I learned how to launch a motorcycle fast. Maybe I learned how to thrive in the social environment and talk because I was more of an introvert when I was a kid. But I didn't do anything. I just pissed off people in the neighborhood by my motorcycle making all kinds of noise and dodging the cops here and there. It's not a good use of my time. Another thing that I found that wasn't a good use of my time, moving in my 20s was video games. I love video games. They're fun. They're entertaining. But let's be honest, playing Call of Duty, you're running around shooting people. Big frickin' deal. It's not like it's a strategy game. World of Warcraft, that was the probably biggest waste of my time. I spent so many hours playing Warcraft one day, and if you don't know what it is, you can look it up, but when I stood up, my legs actually hurt. That's like my body telling me, you're doing this way too much, you gotta stop. All you would do is run around, collect things, you'd manufacture things, sell them in auction houses, you'd join a guild, okay? And you'd sit there talking to people or typing to them about raids, and you go on these raids and get little trinkets and stuff. I didn't, even that social interaction, there was nothing in that time that made me a better person. I was entertained, I wasn't educated. So I'm actually going to post a video later this week. I think it's going to go on Thursday or Friday. It's scheduled for. But I did an interview about a month ago with these two guys from England called Chris and Simon, and they have a YouTube channel called Dedication Blog. And the reason why I reached out to them, I wanted to interview them because they are in their 20s and they've done things that I didn't do in my 20s. I wasted my time playing video games, racing cars, smoking dope, all that stuff. And it didn't get me close to my goals. These are guys that are younger than me that have managed to buy a entry-level supercar, an R8 B10, and one of them is a software program. The other one has his own business. He drives a nice Barth. These are guys that are moving towards their goals in life. I admired that. I reached out. I wanted to have a chat with them. We talked a lot about business and we talked a lot about cars. So check that out later on this week. The full interview will be up then. But it's really important to get your head around who your circle of influence is and who you let into your life and time. So much of what you get out of life is what you tolerate. And if you tolerate spending your time around losers, you're going to be a loser. Your parents probably have told you this at some point. Usually happens in your teens. I didn't listen in my teens. It was always like, hey, do you want to spend time around that person? Are they really good influence on you? And they may not appear or seem to be that bad, but people on the outside that love and care for you probably have a lot more insight than the people in school or in friends or other social circles. You got to listen to those things and maybe pay attention. I mean, if it's somebody that's stealing drugs, stealing cars in a gang, total waste of your time, get away from it, spend some time with some heroes. You know what the easiest way is to be a millionaire? Spend time with 5 millionaires. Easiest way to be a billionaire? Spend time with 5 billionaires. You want to drive an exotic car? Hang out with people that have exotic cars. Spend time with them. On this channel, it's about entrepreneurship, success. It's about cars, achieving your dreams, celebrating the car lifestyle. The episodes that I did last summer and fall with those 4 entrepreneurs, they have McLaren 12C, Z06 Corvette, supercharged M3. Pete had 2 cars. He had a highly customized chip Fuso Charger and a supercharged Mustang. these are successful people. These are people that I would consider in my inner circle, some I would consider very good friends. You have to look around you and weigh out who you spend your time with. The thing is usually about once a year at the start of the year, I'll fire my friends. And I don't like, pick up the phone and say, you're fired. It's just, I just lose their phone number. I just delete them off Facebook. If it's somebody that doesn't add value to my life and I can't add value to theirs, I'll just get rid of it. Same thing for those people that are always bitching and whining on Facebook. Or they're sending me invites for Candy Crush or what's the other one? Farmville Saga. Like, really? Is that a good use of your time? I just unfriend those people. I don't have time in my life for stuff like that. There's an infinite, there's not an infinite amount of energy. There's a limited amount, and where you spend your time is where you're going to be that average. Spend your time playing Farmville Saga, you're going to be a loser, guarantee you. You want to get an exotic car, you like exotic cars, you like this channel, you want to get a blown M3, you want to get a McLaren 12C, watch what I'm putting out here, because all these tips that I'm giving you are proven to get you to where you want to be. If you want to be successful, you want to drive a nice ride, pay attention and apply it. You got people that are holding you back, get rid of them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with losing somebody's phone number. You're doing yourself a favor and you're doing them a favor, because all you're doing is you're wasting your time. Always consider whenever you're going to go to an event or a party or anything, is there going to be value for you? I always think, myself, if there's an event scheduled that comes up where I have an invite to do something, is it going to be a good use of my time? Am I going to be the smartest person in the room? Because if I am, I'm not going to go. I want to be able to add value to people's lives, and I want to bring value back into mine. So it's really, really important to consider that. Your inner circle is so important. Look at the 5 people you're spending the most time with and consider, if you're here, are they up here or are they down here? You want to be the guy that's going to get your average raised. All right, hope that helps. If you haven't already, check out the other videos, lots of good tips there. Consider your inner circle, and check out that video later on this week when it goes live with Chris and Simon from Dedication Blog. There's a lot of good trinkets in there. It's a little bit long, but it's definitely worth checking out. Got any questions? Throw them in the comments below. Any special requests for videos, same thing. Like and subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you checking out this channel. Have an awesome day. Ciao.